Hello guys, this is Disturb Brain, and welcome to NEKOPARA vol.1, and it's the part 3, if I know right? So yeah, let's get going then. I really shouldn't act on my emotions, huh? I laid down on the sofa. I sighed while staring at the ceiling. If I gave in to my emotions, the results would just lead to more sadness. If I used kind or hopeful words, they would all end up as lies. It's pretty uncool of me to be so passive like this. While I continue to pile on insults and make excuses for my actions, I closed my eyes and waited for sleep to take over. It's gotta be morning. Yeah, it's only. And they're still playing around. And it's the next morning.
その件に関しては、ショコラとバニラの意思を尊重したいと思います。
Oh, sugar.
ショコラとバニラがちゃんと納得したら迎えに行きますので。
Was what she told me when I was finally able to get in touch with her. Without any margin of negotiation space, I was struck them. But Shigure, even if you say that, I don't think Chocola and Vanilla will.
ところで兄様、この妹めに今朝の愛のささやきを。
What? You just whisper these morning sweet nothings to your beloved. Don't make it sound like it's a daily ritual or something. In any case.
すみません。お父様から呼ばれましたので失礼いたします。
Okay.
愛してますわ兄様。ではまた。
I love you too. Oh wait, Shigure! Ah, damn it! Seriously? Seriously? As a ruthless electronic buzz of the drop call echoed, I stared at my cell phone. Like, really? Seriously? And here I thought that I could sort all this out if I could just talk to Shigure. Wow, man.
朝ごはん美味しいですね。ご主人様のご飯はいつでも美味しいですにゃ。
Because I don't want to say it. I'm sorry.
チョコラ、ほっぺにちょっとついてる。芸術的に可愛い。舐めてあげちゃう。ピロピロ。
I lick it up. What kind of lick up sound is that? The catgirls in question were happily stuffing themselves with sandwiches. These sandwiches incidentally contained tomato, cheese, and lettuce, with an over easy fried egg tucked inside all of that. It was a simple meal. Breakfast was pretty much like this. You two are definitely going home today, okay?
ご主人様はショコラたちといるの楽しくないですか？
Oh,
ショコラは楽しいですよ。それは今世紀最大級に。
yes, I agree. World-class level of fun.
そばのご主人だって結構楽しみだったくせに。
Was really looking forward to it last night too. What kind of food? What the? Stop with the deliberately misleading words. I sighed at their happy-go-lucky mindset. Oh, the green-minded shit. Well, I took the opportunity to fill their empty glasses with milk. The eating habits of catgirls were pretty much the same as those of humans, so that part was straightforward. Of course, what they like and dislike depended on each individual catgirl. In the end, I was able to get everything put away yesterday. Today, I really do have to start getting ready for the bakery's opening too. That's why I don't have time to relax and play with you too. Be good girls and go home. I said that to them with a sandwich in my hand.
ここにショコラがいたら 迷惑ですか？
Nope. Nope. She put her sandwich down on her plate. And just like yesterday, she looked at me with upturned eyes. Oh, you should. Yeah, it's a problem. I answered her clearly. Oh, come on.
そうですか。
Come on.
そうですよね。
Oh man, come on man. Well, it's the visual novel story, so it's okay. Her shoulders dropped more than before. The ears which sat atop her head dropped downheartedly too.
ショコラ。
Oh, Vanilla too. Unable to make fun of anything, Vanilla could only look on with concern. The pain from last night pricked at my heart again. I tilted the already cold coffee cup as my emotion dulled, unimpeded by my judgment.
それでも
Whoa! Besides,
それでも
besides all this,
ショコラはご主人様のところにいたいです。
oh, stop with the music. Her usually always perky ears were dropping too. Chocola was speaking clearly under her own volition.
ショコラがいる
If
なら
Chocola is
私もここにいたいと思う。
oh, sure, I'm good with that. Vanilla's usually blank expression did not change. However, she showed me her strong determination. I don't remember Chocola or Vanilla ever being this disobedient. That thought stayed at the back of my mind. But if I was going to be swayed by that, then I wouldn't have said this. That? Understood? What's that?
ご注文ありがとうございます。ロイヤルウッドです。
Thank you very much for your
ご
business.
注文いただきましたティーセットの配達にお伺いしました。
Oh, you ordered this?
ではこちらお店の中に運んじゃいますね。こちらの段ボールで全部ですね。では間違いなければ受領書にサインをいただいてもよろしいでしょうか。
She smiled brightly and brought out the invoice along with the pen. Okay, let's see. I looked over the sales invoice I received once more. Somehow, this doesn't look like what I ordered.
本当ですか？それは品物が違うということでしょうか。
No shit, Sherlock. No, the stuff I ordered is in here too, but... Oh, don't tell me it's the other catgirls. Inside my tiny bakery was a mountain of boxes. Mountain! It was as if the inside of the bakery had become completely made of boxes. Oh, this looks like a box bakery then. As you can see, we don't need this much tableware inside the bakery.
すみません。すぐに本社に確認しますので、
Okay.
少々お待ちいただいてもよろしいでしょうか。
Good. Why not?
大変申し訳ございません。
Why?
こちらのミスで別の注文書と混じってしまっていたようでして、
Okay.
稲月様の方もすぐにご入りようと思いますので、
Mr. Minaduki. Imagine maybe.
もしよろしければご注文分の食器を受け取っていただけ
free
れ
stuff.
ばと思うのですが。
I like free stuff. Accept this order. From all this, the mountain of cardboard boxes towered over everything. I was at a loss of four words. Every box was of equal size. I wouldn't know what was inside each of them without opening them up. On the top of that, looking at the sales invoice, I could see that they all contained expensive tea sets and tableware. And if I accepted it all, it would be a lot of work to deal with all these new items. There are still things that need doing in advance of my bakery's opening, so I don't mind accepting these. But it's going to take a while to deal with all this.
もちろん私もお手伝いさせていただきますので。
Okay?
私も次の配達に行かないといけないですし。
Okay? Look, you don't need to put all this pressure on me. From looks of it, it would take 2 hours or more. But to have it re-delivered would take double the effort too. Oh! Yeah. Oh my god, they just instead of they're really staring, but they even said the word stare. Oh, this game, I mean visual novel, is great, very great. 10 out of 10 again. That's right, I have a lifeline. Meow meow, what is it?
猫ちゃんたち本当に助かりました。ありがとうございます。本当にありがとうございます。では私はこれで失礼させていただきますね。
Wait, did catgirls force me to sign the sales invoice? Ha! I'm exhausted. I glanced at the table where we had finished organizing. Lowered myself into a chair and relaxed my shoulders. Oh, when I hear the word relax, I sense. Oh.
ご主人様、冷たいお茶です。どうぞ。
Okay. Thanks, Chocola. Don't mind if I do. I downed the cold tea in one gulp. I somehow or another, the light meal tableware had arrived. Soon I really had to get the bakery ready for its opening. I did say I needed any help I could find. And I really need help this time. Stare. I can sense the praise me aura coming from aura. What? Praise me aura coming from aura. What? Praise me aura coming from Chocola. She had a wide smile on her face and was in a ready stance to receive my approval. Thanks, I couldn't have done it without you too. You like? I mean, look. Oh, been bouncing.
柱の陰から見守ってた甲斐があったね。よしよし。
Oh well.
ショコラ、ご主人様の役に立てましたね。
Yes, very.
やっぱりご主人様一人じゃお仕事大変だと思うんです。
Yes, very.
猫の手でも存分に役に立つ。
Yes, very.
私たちがいなかったらまだ仕分け続行中だと思う。
Yes, very. Hey, you two are getting a bit too close. Ooh. Too close is too. Forget it. He leaned forward towards me for emphasis. Is it true that without you two around, this would have been a real problem? But that's a different issue than one from before. You two have to go back home. Besides, it's not like I could ask you to work for me or anything, okay? No!
そうですか。やっぱりダメですか。
No. Her shoulders dropped along with her ears and tail. The enthusiasm she showed earlier had completely disappeared. She sighed deeply and looked disheartened.
お掃除でもしてきます。せっかくですし。
Oh, Vanilla is still here. She trudged up to the second floor, still dejected. Chocola isn't an idiot. Surely it's not. I knew she was pushing herself to be bright and full of energy. But even so, this wasn't something I was going to easily change my mind about. Just all the more with how much she cared for me.
ご主人、私たちがいたらそんなに迷惑？
Not really. It's the story, okay? She spoke quietly in her usual way. Vanilla tilted her head as she asked that question. You two aren't bad catgirls, and that's why I can't have you stay here.
悪い子じゃないのにダメなの？
This is a decision. It's because you two are good catgirls that I can't allow it. We don't get too close. She blinked as she took in my words. It was almost as if she was trying to peer inside my heart. She stared directly at me, long and hard. Long and hard. I'm thinking about long and hard. Long and hard. Yep.
人って難しい。猫にはそういうのはわからない。
Boom! 1 catgirls and 0 humans.
好きならそばに。
Score, catgirl.
少なくとも私はそう思うけど。
Vanilla.
チョコラのところ行ってくる。
Okay. With those words, she went upstairs. The sound of her small footsteps slowly disappeared, and before long, I couldn't hear them anymore. Humans are hard to understand, huh? Rape, chocolate. Oh, I just used my native chocolate. Okay. Inside the bakery now, devoid of anyone but myself. I repeated those words she had just said to me. Now that I think about it, that's a pretty and consistent way of thinking, isn't it? Cats do not understand that. Having heard that said aloud, I began to understand what it really meant. It must be pretty nice to live the simple life of catgirlhood. But you're a boy, so you must be a cat boy. Boy! I pondered as I looked at the name of the bakery affixed to the window. With a bitter smile, I began to clean up the tea sets that had arrived earlier. And they're still... Yeah. Let's just say the cup broke by itself. Really? And we're here.
あれ、今日はあのたこ焼き屋がいない。
Oh, takoyaki seller isn't here. Just like yesterday, we took a walk through the park in the evening. However, the food stand was nowhere to be found. It's just so happening that no one was home on the day I decided to take 2 catgirls home. I had also happened to leave the house key behind. So to make a good use of time, I went to do some shopping before Shigore got home.
ごめんバニラ。なんだっけ？また旅だっけ？
Catnip. Catnip is a toy for cats, right?
だいたいそんな感じ。
That isn't the right word at all. Chocola, if you're tired, why don't we rest a bit?
あ、はい、少しだけ。でも大丈夫ですから。心配かけてごめんなさい、ご主人様。
Oh. There's no need for you to apologize. She had a troubled smile on her face as she nodded. It was pretty clear why she wasn't in good spirits. That's why there was nothing I could really say to her. Well, there happens to be a bench over there, so why don't we rest a bit?
じゃあ私、何か飲み物買ってくる。
Okay. In that case, I will go buy something to drink. Ah, thanks. Something for everyone, okay?
了解。任された。
Something for everyone, okay? Because they wanted to buy the shampoo, and it's only for them. Understood, everything. I just remembered that. I handed Vanilla some change and offered the bench to Chocola. Aww. Constant sea breeze rustled the trees in the park. All that could be heard throughout empty park were the quiet sounds of nature. I silently sat down next to this disheartened Chocola. Like the gently setting sun, the time passed by slowly. Chocola would, don't want. Her voice was so quiet that I wasn't quite sure if I had heard her or not. Even so, she answered clearly. Without saying a word, I responded by gently rubbing Chocola's hand. No, call every time. Yeah? Yeah, every time you want. Yeah, like I said, yeah. Of course. I'm joking. I'm missing the sad moment. Sorry. Aww. Her voice trembled as she frantically wiped away her tears. She stifled her sobbing and her voice became strained. She looked pained as she did her best to hold back her emotions, biting her lips. I held back my irresponsible words that were on the brink of coming out with all my strength. Yeah, of course, I will. Aww. So sad. Oh. I was frustrated at myself for saying nothing. I was empty. I could only offer condolences that could not be put into words. I rubbed Chocola's head as gently as I could. I don't really think I'm kind, Paul. I don't really remember saying that. Before? Chocola closed her eyes and smiled. Do you remember? Okay. Ah, of course, I remember that. Oh, throwback. Flashback. It was a cold day half a year ago. Chocola and Vanilla were huddled together, crying by the side of the road. They were still so young, they couldn't even speak yet. It was that day that I embraced their small, cold bodies and took them home with me. There was no way I could simply forget that important day when our family grew. Aww. In the beginning, you two really couldn't get used to things at home. You two wouldn't eat at all, which really worried Shigure. I started to hear a tiny bit of laughter in her voice as we reminisced about the past. Oh. I definitely do remember that. Flashback. Why do I always say throwback? It was a few days after. Oh, they're so cute. Wait, what? Okay, let's just go back. It was a few days after we brought Chocola and Vanilla home. At that point, they'd only occasionally drink some water. And as always, they didn't really touch their food. A combination of malnourishment and cold weather had really begun to weaken their bodies. They both developed high fevers and were in pain.
あの時は夜中で誰にも気づいてもらえなくて、とにかく苦しくて辛くて寂しくて、
Oh, they're really cute.
声も出せなくて、手も足も全然動かなくて、
Okay.
助けて、誰か助けてって思いながらただただ泣いてたんです。
Oh, because they were crying.
そしたら
And then, it was alright, I'm with you too, so don't worry.
ご主人様が大きくてあったかいってて撫でてくれたんですよね。ずっとそばで大丈夫大丈夫って言い続けてくれて、ショコラとバニラのこと撫で続けてくれてました。朝になって病院に行くまでずっとそばにいてくれて、不安で心細かったのが全部嘘だったみたいに。
So very emotionally, but right now, yes.
あの時も同じこと言ってました。
But then you said the same thing.
俺は別に優しくなんかないって。でもショコラたちはご主人様が助けてくれなかったらここにいなかったです。あの時ご主人様がそばにいてくれなかったら誰も信じられないままでした。ご主人様のおかげでご飯も食べれるようになりました。しぐれちゃんともみんなとも仲良くなりました。だからあの時からショコラのご主人様はご主人様になったんです。
Okay, now I know why.
ショコラはそれからずっと優しいご主人様のことが大好きなんですよ。
I wish that her tear-filled eyes would not spill over. Those tears were filled with sadness and happiness. She smiled all she could before me.
だからショコラはご主人様がいなくなっちゃうって聞いて、いても立ってもいられなくて、どうしても一緒に行きたくて、しぐれちゃんにお願いをしたんです。
She said that with the faintest of smiles, one that seemed as if would disappear at any moment. Those words were so gentle and warm, but there was also an undeniable sadness and emptiness mixed in with them. Chocola, I was the one she was saying all this to. Even so, the only thing I could say back to her was her name.
お金のこととか難しいことはやっぱり猫にはわからないです。でもやっぱりショコラはご主人様のそばにいたいんです。ご主人様が辛くて大変そうなのなんとなくわかります。本当になんとなくですけど、お掃除でもお洗濯でもお料理でもショコラがお手伝いできることは何でもしますから。今すぐにはできなくても絶対にちゃんとできるようになりますから。だからもう一度だけお願 返しちゃダ
What's
メ
that
でしょ
on
う
the
か。
table?
ショコラはご主人様と一緒にいたいんです。
Chocola voiced her feelings clearly once again, and barely kept her tears from overflowing. Chocola, if you could be with me. Wait, what? I was engulfed by my inner thoughts, which were ready to overflow. She yearned for me so earnestly, for her so innocently believe in me. There should be no reason for me to be against it. That day, Chocola and Vanilla became an important part of my family. As long as they were with me, the days would be bright and enjoyable. I was simply selfish for just leaving home just like that. I didn't want to get my dear family wrapped up in my selfishness, or have them experience any unnecessary hardship because of me. You two are important to me after all.
私たちは猫だから自分に素直なだけ。
My inner conflict was disrupted by Vanilla. Vanilla had returned at some point, with no drinks. What the fuck? Oh, I saw it. I said it again. And she looked straight at me as she sat at Chocola's side.
私なら楽しいことならショコラと一緒がいい。たとえ辛いことでもショコラと一緒にいたいと思う。だって一緒にいれないことの方が寂しくて辛いから。
Vanilla?
本当に好きなら迷惑かけたって一緒にいたい。それでも一緒にいたいものだと思う。
Ooh.
私たちが幸せかどうかなんて
Stuff like whether we'd be happy or not.
いくらご主人でも
Even though
決
you're
め
our
つけ
master,
るのは
don't
違うと思うよ。
deserve it.
それに大事な人が大変ならなおさらそばにいたい。何ができるかはわからないけど、でも辛い時にそばで励ますことくらいできるよ。
It was as if her gentle, warm, and soft smile had become the setting sun. These uncharacteristic words from Vanilla deeply penetrated and seeped into my heart.
だからきっとしぐれも私たちがご主人のところについていくのを許してくれた。
Maybe.
しぐれはご主人と一緒に行くことはできないから代わりにお願いって。だからご主人が本当にショコラのことを思うなら一緒にいるべきだと思う。
There was not even the faintest bit of hesitation. They were such honest and absolutely straightforward words. Who am I to dictate Chocolate and Vanilla's happiness? Only those words continued to strongly resonate in my mind, which was otherwise empty.
たとえ何不自由のない暮らしでもご主人様がいないのは嫌なんです。いくら大変でもショコラはご主人様と一緒にいたいんです。だからお願いします。ご主人様のそばにいさせてください。ここがショコラがいたい場所なんです。
Oh. She was on the verge of tears, but Chocola's face lit up. There were nothing but absolutely pure, genuine words. Oh, come on. Humans really are at loss for words when it comes to catgirls, huh? Saying no to their words was not something I could bring myself to do.
ご主人、それって。
It won't be like it was back at home. You can't just live here however you like, got it?
はい、大丈夫です。ご主人様がいるだけでショコラは幸せですから。
Aww.
やれやれ、ついにご主人陥落。
Finally surrendered. Ah, it's your plan after all.
いやよいやよも好きのうち。だね。
Yep, very. The dreary moment seemed to be blown away by her dazzling smile. Despite all this talk about family, perhaps I was the one that didn't really believe in it. Thinking about all this from their perspectives, it was very simple, although I thought it was all still now so immature. Perhaps catgirls were more human than humans were when it came to honesty. From here on out, we need to do our best all together.
はい、毎晩大トレじゃなくて大丈夫です。たまにでいいです。お肉も A4 でいい。松阪牛なら脂身最高。
They finally got to stay! Yeah! Is that all you guys have been eating at home? Even if the road ahead of us is uncertain, and I lovely rub their heads, dish evenly their hair. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna stop it here. So yeah, like before, like this video if you like it, dislike this video if you hate it, and subscribe if you want to see the next part of this. And do not subscribe if you do not subscribe if you don't really, if you're just roaming around some gameplays like I said before. So, and leave some comments on the comment section below. And as always, this is Mr. Fan, and everything is relative.